This is KGW News at Sunrise.
There was no information on what other particles or what other contaminants we may have been exposed to.
That woman is talking about potentially toxic debris from the Kmart fire in Northeast Portland. Officials found traces of asbestos at a nearby park, and that has neighbors concerned about potential health effects.
And wildfire season in full effect at this point. There are at least 5 that we're tracking this morning. Those updates, we'll have them for you in just a few minutes.
And we are also live this morning in Hillsboro, checking out this year's Washington County Fair. First thing we're going to tackle this morning, the 4-H program at the fair. Now, I know a lot of people think 4-H and they think farm animals or livestock. This morning, 4-H means robotics. We're going to have more with the kids from Banks High School talking about their robotics competition at this year's fair. That's coming up, gang, in about 15 minutes right here on Sunrise.
That looks like so much fun, Drew. Thank you so much. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I cannot believe what's in your forecast. It's been a while since we've talked about it.
This is why this statement is troubling, because we talked about this all last week for the most part.
I should
this was
say,
coming today.
okay. I should say it's been a while since we've seen it.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that. No shade on you, my friend.
I like the way you phrase that better.
We're talking about
nervous.
Rain. Cooler weather. Now, you know, the question is, I don't think we're going to get a soak here in Portland, but the odds of us getting at least some manageable rainfall today are pretty good. Now, you folks in Astoria could pick up a 1/4 inch, so that's a decent soak. The rain's just starting to move in to the Long Beach area. Now, right now, if you step outside, you're going, what is he talking about? We're fairly clear, but we will see clouds in the coming hours quickly come in from the west. We're at 63 right now. How about some rain in the area at noon, 66? Anything from just a dab to maybe we luck out and get closer to a 1/10 of an inch. Still a shower chance going into tonight, about 74 at 5 p.m. Here's Chris McGinn.
That would help clean up the air a little bit, right? All right, let's get you out live to the sunset out near the Sylvan Hill. Highway 26 rolling along just fine on that side of town. I do want to point out, though, as we get back to work, this is a big one, and it's going to have a pretty significant impact, I think, on your morning commute. Northbound 217 is minus a lane for the next 6 or 7 days here to get you from I-5 up to 99W. The northbound right lane is blocked around the clock until July 31st. So just be aware that this is going to be a pinch point here all morning and probably into this afternoon, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Chris. Well, this morning, crews are still cleaning up the mess at that abandoned Kmart in the Park Rose neighborhood.
Yeah, that fire caused debris to rain down across the area as it destroyed that building last week. The Oregon Department of Environmental Quality said asbestos was found in some of that debris. Health officials met with people living in the Park Rose neighborhood yesterday to share their findings. Those neighbors say no one told them about the potential contamination until 2 days after the fire.
If we could have been at least provided with some type of map on telling us, hey, this is the radius of what we think the contaminants are, some type of information that would actually help us.
Health officials say residents can clean up the debris on their own and provided gloves and bags at the meeting. The EPA, meantime, is trying to map out how far that debris traveled.
Today, healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente will hit the picket lines. Now, this is not a full-fledged strike. It's an informational picket to raise awareness that they're trying to negotiate a new contract. Their current deal expires at the end of September. Employees are asking for more staffing, a pay raise, and better benefits. The picket affects Kaiser's Interstate Medical Center in Portland, the Westside Medical Center in Kaiser, and the Sunnyside Medical Center in Clackamas. The picket is scheduled to end on Friday.
Officials with Legacy Good Samaritan Medical Center say the birth center will be staying closed until further notice after a deadly shooting at the hospital on Saturday. Investigators say a gunman shot and killed an unarmed hospital security guard just before 11 o'clock Saturday morning, then took off. Police found the man in Gresham, where officers shot and killed him after a standoff. The gunman's identity or his motive have not been released, but Legacy officials say an employee was also hurt in the shooting after being hit by shrapnel. That employee was treated and released. The emergency room, by the way, is still open. And we are also learning more about the 4 women who turned up dead in and around the Portland area this year. The Willamette Week has reported, as you may remember, the person of interest. There is a person of interest linked to the women, and that publication is saying Jesse Calhoun is that person of interest. Now, Willamette Week is also reporting one of the women, Ashley Rayal, accused Calhoun of domestic violence back in November. Right now, Calhoun is in jail in Eastern Oregon. He's been there since his arrest last month. Calhoun has not been charged with any crimes in connection to the deaths of the 4 women.
We now know the names of the people who died in a crash last week in Southeast Portland. They're 18-year-old Hannah Fetters, her twin sister Grace, and 55-year-old Julie Skeen of Portland. The crash happened late Thursday night on Southeast Powell. Police say the 2 sisters' car collided with Skeen's vehicle while racing another car driven by a 17-year-old. The sisters were pronounced dead at the scene, and Skeen later died at the hospital. Police say this is just the latest crash in a dangerous trend.
Feels like the streets of Portland have been really dangerous, but when you're faced with just the grim reality of these terrible crashes, you always wonder, what if?
Police say the 17-year-old stayed at the scene and is cooperating with investigators. So far this year in Portland, there have been 42 traffic-related deaths, 11 of them this month alone.
Now to the wildfires burning across Oregon and Washington. It's the most activity we've seen so far this season. So we want to walk you through what we know about each of them. We'll start with an update on the Broken Gate fire. That one is burning in Clatsop County. It's on Highway 30 near Wana. Westport Fire and Rescue posted these photos at 9 o'clock last night. They say the fire is still active. They've got 30 to 40 crews that stayed on scene overnight. At this point, we do not have an official size. We expect an update on the Bedrock fire as well sometime later this morning. So far, it has burned about 300 acres in Lane County near Fall Creek. No evacuation orders are in place, but officials have asked people to avoid Big Fall Creek Road so emergency crews can get through. Campgrounds along Big Fall Creek Road are also closed. There are also 2 major fires burning in southern Oregon right now. The Department of Forestry put out an update at 8 o'clock last night on the Golden Fire in Klamath County. It has now burned 2,500 acres and is 0% contained. There are some level 3 go now evacuation orders in place. Oregon Emergency Management says someone accidentally sent that evacuation alert to people statewide, but it is only for Klamath County. Governor Tina Kotek has also made the call for extra resources. The largest fire burning in Oregon right now, by the way, is the Flat Fire. This is near Agnes, Oregon, in Curry County. It's burned more than 20,000 acres. Finally, in Washington, an update on the Newell Road fire burning in Klickitat County. More than 51,000 acres have burned there since the fire started on Friday. Crews say they've seen rapid growth in all directions. It's prompted all levels of evacuations, including level 3 go now for the Bickleton and Cleveland areas.
Certainly things are picking up with wildfire season. Hopefully cooler temperatures will help somewhat.
So the problem is the news is mostly good. You're correct. We have the cooler weather marching in today. That kicks up west winds. We do have a red flag warning out near Goldendale, where that last fire, as you spoke of, they're into red flag warning for gusty winds 30 plus today. But the cooler weather will be moving in, and overall the news is good in the coming days. Here's a look at the rain sitting offshore. We talked about this in somewhat great detail last week. Here's the low spinning. The fact that we had rain chances coming this week, and maybe the bigger headline for some of you, the fact that I don't see any hot weather between now and Thursday. We're going to be a mix of 70s to just getting up to 80 over the next 4 days. So a nice break. You can see it's raining now over parts of the Long Beach Peninsula, and also rain just starting to kiss into Astoria, or getting close. The leading edge of this rain is about 15 miles out from Astoria, but there's just north of Long Beach. It is raining right now. Here's a look at Futurecast 7:30 this morning. It's clear over Portland right now, but here we are, 7:30. Clouds already starting to come in. Here's the rain now falling across all of Clatsop County and starting to move through into Longview, Kelso. Here we are noon today. If this holds together, this would be a kind of a brief period of some rain falling from Portland all the way down into Salem around noon into early afternoon. That quickly breaks up, and really it's hard to tell how many of us are going to get more than a trace of rain. Forecast models show from Portland up to the north, there's certainly the chance of a 1/10 of an inch of rain, the best chance of that being Kelso Longview, the best chance of a 1/4 of an inch of rain being up in Clatsop County and then north up into the Washington coast. Here we are this evening, still a rain chance. Here we are tomorrow morning, clouds and the chance of maybe a trace of moisture. Otherwise, during the day tomorrow we'll clear out and we'll get some sun, but temperatures will continue to be comfortable. Again, right now it's fairly clear. See the old saying, look out the window, you can tell what's happening? Not so fast. We have clouds coming in the coming hours. 63 is the temperature, 54 degrees up in Kelso. Let's get you just some forecast numbers. They are good. 77 in Salem. PM shower chances. Again, once you get into the Mid-Valley, I don't think it's a slam dunk that you get more than a trace of rain. Up in Southwest Washington, I think it is. We look for manageable rain in Vancouver, Battleground, and Longview. Longview only 70 today. And then look at the 7 days. 74 today, 78 tomorrow, 80 Wednesday, 78 Thursday. A little bit warmer going into the weekend. I proclaim these temperatures to be perfect, fair weather in terms of going out and having a good time. That's what Drew Carney's doing in Washington County. Good morning.
Hey, take a look at this, Rod. We are hanging out with the kids from Banks High School, members of the Robotics Club, and they are demonstrating some of their hard work this morning. There they are behind the controls. Could I ask you kindly to deliver this cone to my hand? Oh, yes. Nicely done on a Monday morning. We are talking about the Washington County Fair. Robotics, just a part of the fun. More coming up from Hillsborough next, right here on Sunrise.